All right, we are back here with the last week of our friend ball coverage. This is week 9. We have...
I'll miss you, friends of balls.
Yeah.
Or balls of friends. I will
balls
miss you, my
with
friends, balls.
Balls with friends.
I'll miss my friends balling.
Exactly. Well, so yeah, last week of the season, last week of friend ball, and we have Juice versus Derpy. Yeah, this is a silly match. I think when y'all are watching this, it'll be after the recap from the actual week 9, and they covered this. So sorry, Techno, that we were just preoccupied and got behind. He gave us shit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll be a good co-host and say it was both of our faults.
It was 100% my fault.
Yeah. Anyway, it's here. We're here now. I mean, they have an off week. This is fine. I'll have time to edit these. Anyway, we have Juice versus Derpy, and looking at the lineup, I feel like this is a very standard Juice team, with the exception of Stanley. I mean, he did bring it one time, but
yeah.
Who's missing? Scissor?
I agree. Like,
Scissor.
It's not a real surprise, I don't think. Like, especially for friend ball, I feel like Stantler is the mon on Juice's team that's geared for shenanigans.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else he has that's missing. This other A tier. What?
Juice's other A tier?
Landorus.
Yeah, Lando.
Yeah. Ground types and Timer Ball. They exist. Anyway, yeah, so Driftblim is currently a great contender for his secret weapon, I think, and then Stantler is a contender for something else. Like, they're both silly bonds that have done silly things.
Yeah.
And then, the rest of Juice's team is just the scary ones. Tabu Fini is just, incredible support. Raging Bolt is a tall thing that kills things.
What? This just in.
And then I think Entei is the best B tier in the game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've suggested
so
moving it up.
Yeah, but it's here. And then Meowscarada has been recently moved down, and debatable. I think it's okay. It's really good.
Yeah.
But Juice, I didn't realize this until it was pointed out. Juice has brought Meowscarada to every single match, including friend ball. So that's crazy. Go Juice.
Good for him.
And then Derpy.
Consistency king.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, this looks like a pretty standard Derpy King, or
Derpy King.
I'm so tired. Hey, Derpy King.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Rillaboom. That's kind of his ace at this point. Whimsicott's played a fantastic supporting role. Arcanine, who I don't think is nominated for the Executioner, but honestly, I think I wanted it to be, because even though Rillaboom's taking up a lot of kills, like, Arcanine is the kind of thing that you just gotta kill before it kills you.
Yeah,
which I think is.
I mean, they both. The difference of kills between them is like 2 or something.
It's like, not that much. Yeah.
They're neck and neck, and I will say I think it's an interesting decision to not bring Pelipper to this match. Not that Juice is really known for setting Sun, but I do think I would be more afraid of Entei into this team, especially given that you're bringing 2 grass types.
Yeah.
But I mean, Clawitzer theoretically fulfills a similar niche of water type, but not having weather for free makes it a little more difficult, I would say.
I hear that, but at the same time, you do have 2 rock types, and one of them's a quad resist to fire. I think he's got answers.
It's certainly not unsalvageable. Just something that stuck out to me.
Archeops, Berserker, and Clawitzer, so 3 C tiers. Talk to me about those. I don't think Clawitzer had been brought yet. I could be wrong on that.
Clawitzer came to several games, I thought.
I'm just wrong.
I could be misremembering.
Don't worry about it. Well, it's here.
I think Archeops is one that only showed up once or twice. I feel like Clawitzer showed up like a ton early, and then we have not seen him in like weeks.
I felt like I haven't seen him in weeks. I actually thought about drafting Clawitzer once. I really like it.
Give Clawitzer heal pulse.
I feel like it gets heal pulse. Am I crazy? I think it gets heal pulse. We talked about this after match.
Mega launcher. Maybe that's how we know that.
Go look it up. Because Blastoise doesn't get it, and I know for a fact that Mega Launcher works for heal pulse.
You are correct.
Okay.
Clawitzer does get heal pulse. He does not get Origin Pulse.
Sadly. Oh, sad. That would have been stab Origin Pulse. God. Anyway, yeah, and then Archeops is here. Archeops is a fun Pokemon. It's not a good Pokemon, but it's fun. I like the way it flaps. It's like it can't keep itself up.
Yeah, he's trying his best, buddy.
And then Berserker. I know this was talked about somewhere, maybe in the recap, but a lot of people have been really impressed with how Berserker's been used, including myself. Like, this thing does not look good.
I almost drafted it this season. It's fun. It's a fake out U-turn pivot. What? No Aggron to complement the Steely Spirit? Yeah, it's a slow pivot.
Interesting. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, fake out U-turn. Steely Spirit isn't.
You're the one that talked me out of it. Hello, Togedemaru.
I talked you into
Don't close your ears, buddy.
I talked you into it.
I always wanted Togedemaru to smile.
Well, so that's good. I'm glad that it gets U-turn. That's good for it. But I was questioning. Steely Spirit does work for its own moves, right?
I'm fairly confident it does.
Okay. So it's kind of cool that Steely Spirit and Tough Claws are doing. I don't know if they're multipliers this name, but they're both doing sort of similar job.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'll play the match here. I don't remember what the game plans were. Well, I know Juicy's, but we'll find out.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Hang on. Pause the video here. All right, we did a little bit of magic there, and we got the good sprites back. Saber Fools again. So,
God.
Instantly coming off with some good offense. Where is that? Oh, whatever. And then
into the boat and let Trick Room go up anti-tailwind. Yeah, pretty good.
Encore after the tailwind or the Trick Room setup forces it to be used again.
Yeah.
That was going to be.
But if there's one thing that you use with Encore, it's obviously leaving the same Pokemon in for 3 turns in a row.
I think that last one made sense. You know, like you wanted it. Yeah. So then gets the Feeny Beacon in front of the Rillaboom. A little risky, I think.
Yeah.
And brings it back out. I don't remember that happening. But fake out into a Pokemon that's most likely immune to fake out. I don't know if Derpy didn't realize that. But inner focus is
I doubt it, yeah.
Very common on Entei. But yeah, it took that like a champ though, the Sacred Fire. Through the Akaberry. Sap Sipper is a good ability for sure. We love these.
Yeah.
Skill swap.
Silly skill swap.
Onto the Feeny. The Feeny is now only weak to electric moves. Still takes a good amount.
And poison, but...
Oh, I'm sorry, and poison.
He fears no man anyway.
that Ironhead did a good amount. 43%. I don't know how invested the Berserker was, but...
yeah.
Deviant Archeops. I don't get it.
It's like Deviant Art, I assume.
Oh, I get it. Critical hit boost on the Drifblim. What's it going to do? It's going to give it to somebody else. It's the trumpet thing.
Whoever's the owner of the white sedan.
There are so many turns in this game that I look and I see that could have killed Tabu Fini.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I think especially after the first heal pulse comes out, I feel like threat has been identified.
Yeah, this is what we talked about last week. We were talking about Cresselia healing up things. Like, if you can't break, I mean, a double target is one way to break, but I feel like the protect is somewhat expected. Either way, I think like if you think this Feeny is going to be hard to remove even after the Raging Belt goes down and you had the opportunity to kill it, I would have clicked kill on that thing.
Yeah, I think Feeny is especially a notorious mon that is difficult to take down, let alone when you can't damage it super effectively anymore.
Yep. Yeah. I think I'll pause here. I can pause, yeah. In general, a general tip is if something is setting up on the field, even or if it's in the back, and you've already lost several Pokemon that would be able to kill it, you need to look at the Pokemon you have left and say like, how can I kill this Feeny? Because at this point, I feel like Berserker is the only answer. Berserker is the only way to kill Feeny, and at that point it might be lost already. But if you had done that earlier, you would see, well, Feeny is killable actually by a high horsepower or something. And check that box, like get it down. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Because if you let it get back to full, it's likely going to stay there.
Yeah. Especially where it's like its best recovery option on its own is Draining Kiss versus Heal Pulsing an ally. So
Yeah, I mean, I do understand, like, seeing this Raging Bolt at plus defense. It's got a crit, like, guaranteed crit at this point. I do understand wanting to target this as well.
yeah, it's just how many times do you want to try killing the Raging Bolt while Feeney heals it up?
Yeah, so the Iron Head's a 3-hit KO, which is not the best. It lives a Scald, gets unlucky burn. He went for the Swords Resonance here. I like that, actually. If the burn hadn't gone off, then the next turn you would have been able to kill Feeney, I think.
Yeah.
So that's just unfortunate. Staying in on Encore, once again, the theme of this entire season.
Unfortunately, because Protect failed the previous turn, it was a guaranteed succeed on this turn, so targeting it was rough, and then it gets the double Protect anyway.
Yeah.
But it blocks its own heal pulse.
I think that's still a win for Juice.
Agree.
But Dragon Balls does
There we
the
go.
job, takes it out. But yeah, like the Feeney is just, it's unkillable at this point.
Yeah.
So Friend Ball does not care too much about differential, but the best that Derby can do is make this a 1-0, I feel like, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He is carrying Sunny Day this week. Interesting. I don't know what that was for.
Obviously, it's for the Raging Bolt Proto.
Maybe.
Plus Entei boosted into
Was it carrying Weather Ball?
Rilla.
Oh, I can't hover over these because it's whatever.
The Solar Blade Meowscarada.
I don't know if it gets that.
I don't think it does. I'm just memeing.
Well, yeah, he's actually doing a great job of like getting rid of everything else besides the Feeney, but Feeney is just draining kissing. Draining kiss?
Yeah.
Draining kissing.
Draining kiss.
Yeah, I was going to say
Double
earlier,
protect
the damage output from Cloudster is surprising to me. Mega Launcher is an ability.
It already has a pretty high special attack, so I'm pretty sure it's like 120 or something, and then it's Mega Launcher boosted.
Wow, I didn't know that. Well,
welcome back.
Yeah, I mean,
Goodbye.
Cloudster has the tools to take everything else out. Imagine if it got like Grass Pulse or something, or not Grass
Terrain Pulse in grassy terrain.
Terrain Pulse in grassy terrain. Then we could have boosted this nice attack stat.
Yeah, does Cloudster not get Terrain Pulse?
I think it does get Terrain Pulse. They gave all Pulse, like Mega Launcher Pokemon, just every Pulse move for no reason.
Every non-origin. Hey, they didn't give Mega Blastoise Heal Pulse, so what's the point? Sorry, he has to settle for Life Dew.
That's true. Oops.
But yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff. I'm trying to get to the end and we'll just leave it there. Yeah, good stuff. The
sure enough, 1-0.
Yeah, the 1-0 in Friend Ball to close it out. A real fun match. Juice, I think beforehand was just looking to set up the two Pokemon that he did set up, so success.
Yeah.
I don't know if Derby had necessarily like gimmicks planned that didn't come out, but I feel like Derby played well regardless. Like we talked about assessing the end game win condition. I feel like he did a good job mid-match of assessing threats, but when you have to look ahead a couple turns, you have to think like how eventually to win this game I have to kill Feeney. How am I going to do that?
Yeah, I think he did a particularly good job about pivoting around speed control not in your favor, because he set up Tailwind and then Stantler came in and set Trick Room and then was able to like play around it smartly in that little song and dance and then did it again later in the match.
Yeah, true, definitely. Well, I don't know if I have much else to say. This has been 9 weeks of very fun matches for Friend Ball. And thanks to you, Steven, for helping me recap all of them.
Sure, thanks for hosting and editing, so I do not have to. And thank you, the viewer, for watching.
Thank you, the viewer. Remember to comment and give me that sweet, sweet engagement.
And vote Salamence for Secret Weapon.
And vote Bronzong for Secret Weapon, because Salamence is just a big bird.
What? The slander.
Bronzong hasn't died. Bronzong is a legend. He's the Liberty Bell.
He's not a secret. Anyway, catch y'all in playoffs.
Yep, bye-bye.